Welcome. One viewer, two viewers now. So I'm joined here with my good friends Potion and Cyrus. The Have You Met series is back. There are some changes. So we're keeping the lights on and shout out to our good friend Rhea, the Glimmering Harpy, that is at San Diego Comic-Con now covering the news, everything in entertainment for Multiverse of Keller and also her X handle. So the idea behind this series is to just spread positivity, interview people in the community, maybe meet some new friends, collaborate, and it's all good vibes. It's all good vibes. And where it's Have You Met, if everyone remembers How I Met Your Mother, remember Barney was like the wingman and he's like, have you met Ted? So that's kind of the idea. Have you met Potion? Have you really met him? You've seen him around YouTube, but get a little bit more on Potion, and actually kind of do this like as a dual interview with Cyrus too. What you were like when you were a kid, what got you really interested in entertainment, what you wanted to be when you grow up. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Current topics. If you have any questions in the chat, please be respectful. Nothing too personal, but we're open to answering questions from the chat too. Let's see who's here. So Super Mega, you're on the panel and in the chat. Strange Marvel Theories and Potion and Taladia. Yes, Taladia, if you'd be so kind as to post Potion Sword Run's link there, or I could do that too. But all right, so Potion, what was it? Leave out what you want, but like your childhood, what really got you into entertainment? Did it start early? What do you remember? Like video games, TV, movie, cartoons, music. What was your first? What can you remember first about getting into entertainment?
First, I was poor growing up. Like
I'm still poor.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm still poor. But when it comes to growing up, I didn't really have too many things. I grew up with my grandmother when I was 2 years old, so she's the one that raised me in. So she already had kids, and she's working hard, has a house, and all that stuff. So she made sure we had food and all that. But I was about maybe 4, 3, and I was playing in the garage, and we had a bunch of drawers in the garage, just empty drawers for some reason. There's tools in them. There's like stuff you can find in it. And I was just digging through them, and I found an old Atari. And so I hooked it up, and I'm like, oh, let me see what the hell this thing is, And I was playing freaking Spider-Man, just going to buildings. I don't know what I was doing, just going up and down, but it was so like fascinating. And so I hooked that up in the garage. I didn't have a room of my own, but we had like a little black and white TV in the garage for my grandpa whenever he's in there messing around. So I hooked it up there so that I would play there for about a month. And then for some reason, time went on, and I remember a Nintendo in our living room. And I'm like, oh, cool. It wasn't mine. It was the family's, but I'll play it once in a while. I was like about maybe 7 or so. It was already old. And then we got a hand-me-down Genesis from across the street. They were selling it for a garage sale. It was cheap, came with about 15 games. I remember playing Sonic. I remember playing like little classic games, like wish I would have kept it back then, but it wasn't mine. So as time went on, that's pretty much what I stayed was just Nintendo games. I kind of got into the streets a bit. So it was kind of like I grew up in a rough area, so it was like a bunch of gang related stuff. My brother was a gangster, my sister was a gangster, just like so it was very complicated times. We had street friends out there that wanted to play in the streets, but then I wanted to play video games, so I was torn between two different worlds. kind of growing up through my whole childhood. But I remember my grandma saved me because she bought me the Super Nintendo system, Super Nintendo.
Ooh.
And it was fairly new. It was out for maybe about 6 months.
That's an awesome grandma.
I remember seeing it at JC Penney's, going up and you can just sit and you can just watch them. And I couldn't play because they didn't have no system, but I remember it costing like $150. And back then that was a shitload of money, especially for my grandma, because I knew she worked hard and she didn't work in the field. She worked in a flower shop thing. So it wasn't a bunch of money, And so I knew that was at least like a week's worth, maybe more, and I was out of the ballpark, but I just asked. I go, do you think you can buy me that one day? And she ended up buying it for Christmas, which was like a month away from me. And so ever since that day, like it was my own console and I cherished it so much that it kind of, I stayed home. I was a homebody then. Like my friends would always be out there in the streets, messing around, and I stayed home and played video games. It was that one that started it. And then from then on, I started buying my own console, saving my own money. But my best friend ended up shooting someone in the head. He was 13, so it was only a couple of years after I got my system. And I hung out, he was my best friend every day, me and him hanging out. So that's kind of the life that I was going towards, but video games kind of kept me home. And so that's why I advocate for video games, especially for people who live in areas that, aren't too safe in an area. So that's kind of how I got into video games and love video games. Was my grandma accidentally finding a console in the garage. But yeah, it was the Super Nintendo that pretty much did it for me. Because
thanks for sharing that.
When she couldn't buy it for me, but she,
No, I always say entertainment can save lives too, in its small ways even. But yeah, that was it sounds like an escape for you.
No, it pretty much was. Like my brother, he ended up, choosing the streets, and his life is very difficult right now. Same thing for other people. So yeah, video games, guys, saved your life. So if like you ever have parents out there who don't want to buy their kids video games because of violence or whatever, like just think of the alternative, man. Keep them at home.
Oh, cool. Perp's got a good one there. Also, is that like one of your most cherished memories of getting a console as your grandmother being used to? That's awesome, man.
Just her like being able to sacrifice that much for a system that she didn't really know too much about. She knew I liked video games because I had the other one before I would play, all the time, but she'd understand,
I mean, not to speculate too much too. It sounds like that was a big thing for her too. Like I'm assuming grandma doesn't have lots of money.
No, exactly. Yeah, not for $150. That's probably the most expensive thing
that she really cared about you to get you that.
So
that's what it was like back in the day for me too. Like when you got a console, it was a huge. Now even though I'm broke all the time, it's because as an adult I buy consoles all the time.
Yeah.
But when we were broke kids, getting a console was a huge thing.
Yeah, like we didn't waste no food back then. You know what I mean? We didn't, So imagine just like buying something that's frivolous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cyrus, same story. Like what got you interested in video games as a child? What was your childhood like? What was your first memories there? Did you get a hand-me-down console? Or someone get you something nice, or was it the Fairchild? Is that how old are you? No, I'm just kidding. Because we saw that. You still want that Fairchild? I'm like, okay, Cyrus.
I kind of do want it.
That's too retro for me. I'm like, what am I going to stare at it? I'd rather stare at it than the blocks just moving.
Yeah, weird controller. I don't even know how that thing works. Yeah. First console we got was an Intellivision. My mom was really interested in the idea of us learning about computers. I grew up in the early 80s. And so we would buy magazines and we went to computer classes. She got us a little TRS-80 computer with the little chiclet keys that had a tape player that plugged into your record programs. Super, you talk about nerdy. There we go. Mm-hmm. So she was, and we kept begging her for an Atari. We're like, everyone has Atari. We don't have Atari. We would love to have Atari. Please get us an Atari. Nope. She got us an Intellivision because it was educational. It was intelligent television. And to this day, I despise word fun and math fun. They are not fun.
That's not fun.
No.
Similar story for me. My first console was an Atari with the keyboard, but that was when the NES was the exact same price, and I won the NES, and we're in Children's Palace. My mom said, "Well, this one has a keyboard, and you'll learn how to type." It's like, oh god. So that's what I got first, but I still loved it. Like,
well, when we were kids, like all we heard all the time was, "You better learn computers. You better learn computers."
No, that was good. Yeah,
yeah, and we
for a while.
For a while, yeah.
I never used that damn the keyboard for the Atari either. Never once. And my biggest regret is I gave it to a friend. I just gave it. Like, I was like, oh.
We used to do that all the time, though. Give away our consoles and stuff. Like, we don't need them no more.
I don't do that shit now. I buy extras, and then I buy, like, I gave it to a friend. I'm like, this is what you do when you get a new console. You hand it down to the next person. And then I realized later, no, you keep everything.
Yeah. I wish I would have known that back then. I'd have a rare collection.
Okay. What other things? Well, then what console? I was going to ask about music and movies too, and TV shows. But what console was the first one you got for yourself? Like that was was like a moment for you, because my first one that I bought for myself, I think I got the N64, but I think the one that I got at like launch was the Dreamcast. That was my first. Like I bought it at launch.
I love the Dreamcast, man.
Did the whole launch thing. I always was late to the party for everything because we were broke buying used. So that was the first one I actually got at launch, got all the launch games. But what was the first one that you're like, okay, I'm getting this right. I'm getting this console myself, or the first game you bought for yourself and you're like, right, you know.
My first console that I bought with my own money was a Sega Saturn, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It came with 3 packs of games because I think the PlayStation had already come out, so it wasn't selling that well or something. So it came with like the Daytona. I'm not sure if it was Soul Calibur. I don't know. It was a Virtual Fighter and something else, Time Cop or something. I don't know what it came, but I remember I was playing those games. I mean, I loved it. It was one of my best systems until someone broke into my house and ended up stealing. They pulled the system out, so the cables were left, but the system wasn't.
Oh,
it's just like a whole thing. They stole like a couple of games.
That's like very conflicted. Like you stole it, but you don't even have the cables.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, they stole a few games too. So I didn't replace it because I think the Dreamcast or something else was coming out. So I was like, you know what, I'm moving on. I was just like over it, and so yeah, that was awful.
Okay,
that's what happened. That's what happened to that guy.
Wow. That's the one console I regret selling. I actually thought I kept one. I think I sold both of my Sega Saturns.
They had a game called Dragon Force on there I think it was called Dragon Force. I don't know. Like we had 2 different fighting armies on one side, and they're just kind of sending troops against each other. I mean, it was so good. Shining Force. I don't know what it was anymore.
Dragon Force,
yeah. I was so addicted to it, and so like I was so bummed when they stole it because I like that game was just like one of the best games ever. And I never played it ever again.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah.
We need to get you a Saturn. I need to get a Saturn. I'm going to get to Saturn and a Saru. That's what I want. That's my goal, is the next time I get a retro console. Cyrus knows what I'm talking about.
Saturn emulation has gotten a lot better.
I just don't like emulating. I like playing on original.
The console with the Saru, you're playing on original hardware, and it's not going to have as many issues, right, Cyrus?
Yeah, it's a cartridge that has an SD. Yeah, it's like an EverDrive for the Saturn. So
if I ever get mine, Potion and Cyrus,
fix it up.
Yeah, it's not even expensive. The Saru is actually like $70 or something like that. So it's not bad.
Worth it.
Yeah,
no, because I have all my CRTs. I want to play. I do want to get one Sega Saturn game that's really expensive, and it's not even that great of a port. It's just this game doesn't exist anywhere else except remakes that aren't as good as House of the Dead. I do want to get House of the Dead official copy, and then the Saru.
You have light guns for your Saturn?
No, I did.
You got to get light guns, man.
Yeah.
The light guns on Saturn are really good. They're very
the Sega Dreamcast was my first. We'll get the Cyrus, the first console you bought for yourself. And then the first games I bought at launch, I think, was like I was really hyped for Crash Bandicoot on Sega. I mean, on PlayStation. and then
I was about to call your card into question.
I just and then the Dreamcast again. I was all about that launch.
So was I.
So
I was
Caliber,
devastated when it died.
I still have mine. I only sold one game. I sold one game that I regret selling. It's a Capcom game. Tech Romancer is like a fighting game. But I have the majority of my Dreamcast collection. I actually think Saturn is probably better than the Dreamcast, though. Now that I'm, and I really regret getting rid of it because Saturn is more of a Sega console. I actually think the Dreamcast is like a Capcom console. It's like the legit, if you really think about it, how many great Capcom games are on there, and you really don't even need to get a Dreamcast because the great collections that are out, most of the games are attainable other places, especially with the new Capcom collections. But Cyrus, what was the first console you bought for yourself and you were like all about it?
Well, I want to bring up two different ones because they weren't too far apart. For like one happened, and maybe the next year the next one happened, and they were consoles I bought with my own money for myself. And when I say for myself, it wasn't just that I bought them with my own money for me. They were consoles that pretty much nobody else gave two craps about except me. For a while, some of my friends I kind of won over, but it took a little while. But the first one was the Master System, because I had seen commercials on the Saturday morning cartoons forever. The challenge will always be there, and I was like, oh yeah, I need that. And
people still don't give that one enough credit. They all still go Mega Drive.
In the United States, the Master System just couldn't do anything against the NES. The NES was the dominant force in video games. I mean, we all know that story, right? The Master System, it was great, but people were like, what is this thing? And I don't know. And it seems different. And we already have a NES and you don't need another thing. And parents were big time back then about like, we've already got a game. You're not getting another game. It was when the Super Nintendo came out, they freaked out about that because it wasn't backwards compatible for the same reason. But yeah, the Master System, I would see it in the Sears catalog. I would see the commercials on TV, and I would see it in the magazines. And I was like, it's the Sega games that I play in the arcade that I want to play at home. It's like awesome. So anyway, I finally got a Master System. I had to order it from like Play It Again, or I think it was Play It Again, out of the back of one of the magazines. I got it used one. And I fell in love with that thing. That was, it was great. The sound was kind of not as good as NES, but the graphics were way better, especially for like Double Dragon, Phantasy Star. It had the games like Afterburner, Shinobi. It had awesome. Golden Axe was on the Master System, and I loved it, even though it was only one player, but it was only me anyway. Nobody else gave a crap about the Master System. But my brother got into it a little bit too. The other one that happened like the year after that was the TurboGrafx 16. It was the same thing. I got it out of a magazine, used. Nobody cared for a while. Some of my friends eventually did, but I think when you do that, when you get a system for you and you buy it with your own money, and it's a system that maybe other people don't know as much about, and I think the Saturn fits into that. The Dreamcast might fit into that to an extent. It's a system that's not like on the big stage for everybody. People aren't as aware of these systems. And so it makes it more personal, the experience. It makes it more, unique in your gaming experience. So we get, I think, more attached to those systems. I think, at least I have. So that's why I wanted to mention both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had a Master System and I don't remember even giving it too much attention. I remember it being there next to my Nintendo. But yeah.
Is there any system that you would now, Potion, you obviously been a gamer for a while, but you keep more current gen. Do you have any retro consoles? Is there anyone that you would like to revisit, or you emulate, or what? How do you enjoy it? If you want to
like to emulate, and okay. I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I can buy, but the reason why is because I think right now I have problems with the games that I do have, my backlog and everything else.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if I like especially like with Game Pass sometimes because there's so many games on there. I'll give it a try, and if there's something I don't really like, there's like something small, I'm like, I'll put it away, you know. So I feel the same way with like emulation. There's just so many options out there that I won't give the game the proper chance. And unless I go out there and actually spend my own money and buy it and research it, I think I'm gonna like it, then I'll give it more than just, you know, a go, you know. So that's why I don't like emulation, because I have just too much that I won't take it too seriously, and so I don't like to emulate for that reason. But I do keep current with all the systems, except for the Switch 2. I refuse to buy the Switch 2. I'm actually in a little tirade against it right now, doing some, I guess, hater videos, if you would say so. I say they're critical.
I've seen those.
I've seen a little bit of caca reason, because there's too many people out there defending all this nonsense. So I'm gonna make that.
I'm defending that nonsense.
Exactly. I'm gonna do the unmax thing and
go ahead, criticize the hell out of me, because I don't care.
I'm not.
We should do
it though, but you know,
Potion. We should do response videos to Max. We should do like.
I should just go all maxed out. You know this guy Max.
Listen, I don't love playing.
Wait, we got to start it off.
Nintendo games are so. I get so much more value out of Nintendo games than any other gaming. You know, because they're so replayable and fun. The fun factor, and like if you want to resell them, they maintain their I mean, that's why I'm like, okay, $80. This is going to retain its value if I want to sell it off. You know.
That's the only good thing about them, but I'm just saying they've been letting me down recently. So that's all
fine. You're not hurting my feelings.
But I also have an Xbox, and Xbox is my jam, and it was my jam until I don't know what they're gonna do now.
No, I'm there with you. I am like so done with Xbox. I'm so upset with Phil Spencer, Perfect Dark, and then the other AAAs getting rid of Forza developers. I'm like, are you?
That's insane.
Yeah,
Forza is the only thing that was like that was guaranteed. Like
they
got rid of Forza developers.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Because if there's anything I'm closest to, it's actually an Xbox fanboy. I love the ecosystem. I love Xbox Live. Yeah. My friends list achievements are why if there was a game that's on multiple systems, I want the achievements, even though I'd rather have a physical hard copy, and Microsoft's not great with that current gen. I would get the Xbox version just for the experience. I need to add you on Xbox, Potion, too. So,
no, definitely. Yeah, that's my system of choice. And
I love Game Pass. But I don't think there's any defending what Microsoft's done this year. Like they're just like a year or two ago, Phil Spencer was like, okay, we're going to do things better this time. They did a sizzle reel of new games, and then they canceled those too.
Yeah. They blatantly, I don't know if y'all want to talk about this too much, but yeah, they blatantly lied. I mean, they were like, oh, this game's coming along great, and then cancel it. And they're like showing off. What was it? They showed Perfect Dark, and
there's no reason that they cancel Perfect Dark would have been a huge hit for them. Especially we need a new multiplayer game, especially since Halo Infinite didn't hit like it should. I thought it was fun, and I still need to go back and finish it, but it wasn't the hit like previous Halos. Like,
no, they lost their way with Halo, unfortunately.
How can we? So Potion, how can you as an Xbox fan go forward? Are you are you going to get a next maybe you won't get a next console anyway, because how are you going to go forward if you want to be an Xbox fan now? How do we hope and move forward?
It's not like he's
no. I mean, if you still want to support Xbox, how do we go forward? Like I have no desire to buy the next Xbox anything now.
I think this is it.
This is it. Okay.
Wow. I think this is it. To tell you the truth.
Well, if they would have kept on course and stayed with those games, would you consider?
Yeah, If they didn't lay off like all these people, and they do it consistently. That's the thing, you know what I mean? And they do it when they have record profits. They do it when Game Pass has when it's exceeding. So it's imagine when they're not.
I thought this putting games on other platforms was going to help the situation. Like they're going to announce Switch.
We even forgave them for that. Like, okay, it makes sense for business. You know, it makes sense.
What would you tell Phil Spencer? Phil Spencer, you're watching this. What would you tell Phil Spencer? Potion. What would you tell him at this point? Like,
I'll just pretty much tell him that he's been a disappointment. You know.
Yeah. Move on, Phil.
And even though he's doing his job, it's like we cannot believe anything that he says. Either he doesn't have the power of his word, or he's just a liar. So it's like that's what it is, you know. Like he has no power to say whatever Xbox can do, or he's lying.
Yeah, I feel like
says shit every time just to say shit that sounds good when it sounds good, you know.
He didn't mean it. The last interview when he said we're going to do things different after the last layoffs, he didn't mean it at all. He was just saying what he thought he.
But even if he did mean it, and it just goes to show that he can't keep his word. So it's like, then what's the point of believing anything he says? You know, because if he did mean it, and his higher ups are telling him he got to stay in line, then what's the point? Pretty much.
Yeah. I think I would have considered buying the next Xbox, but not now.
No, I was excited for it.
And I might get rid of Game Pass, and then I might just get Xbox titles on other platforms like Switch 2 or PlayStation. You know,
I like their controller though.
Yeah,
I like their interface. I really do. I like quick resume. Like I'm playing 3 games right now where I can just like jump right on. I'm in within seconds. But yeah, very disappointed. And I was looking into the ROG Ally Series X, whatever that thing is, the handheld, and I was thinking maybe that could be my next console because I'll be able to play PlayStation games and everything else on there. But then I don't even want to support Xbox no more, with different third-party things. So it might be a Steam Deck. It might be the next Steam Deck, whatever they come up with.
Cyrus, what's your thought? I think you were kind of out of next gen anyway. You're like, this might be my last generation. But what would you ever consider supporting Xbox now? And what would be your message to Phil Spencer?
Here's the thing.
I'm sending this to you, Phil.
I think there's some chaos going on, not just with the Xbox division, but with the entirety of Microsoft. They've been trying to make this transition over to Windows 11, and the thing was supposed to be like a required thing that everybody has to do, but then they made the restrictions about what computers could even do this so tight that, the vast majority of business computers aren't even going to be able to switch to Windows 11. So they've decided to extend the period of Windows 10 past what they even said they would do. A couple of times I think they've actually made this happen. My point being, you lay off 9,000 people. You completely change your entire business strategy, not just for Xbox, for the whole company. You put all your eggs into the Game Pass basket, and then it comes out, which we already suspected this anyway, that Game Pass is not sustainable because the whole reason Game Pass is supposed to work is if you keep adding new subscribers, but you can't add new subscribers if people don't buy your hardware,
or if you keep canceling games.
And if you keep canceling games, yes.
Yeah.
And then there's the question of, does it devalue gaming as a whole, right? This has been a question that a lot of people have asked over the years since Game Pass began. If people stop thinking that games are worth something, are they worth something? How does that affect? Well, apparently Nintendo thinks so. Anyway, that's a whole different discussion. But yeah, it's chaos at Microsoft. It's chaos. And you got somebody like Phil Spencer who had to climb Mount Everest after what happened with the Xbox One launch and convince the world that Xbox was a viable platform again, because everybody just went to PlayStation and was like, we're done. Mm-hmm. And then here comes Phil Spencer with so much hard work and good faith, rebuilding the brand, convincing people it's a good platform to purchase, telling people, hey, we're going to do all this stuff for free for you for your backwards compatibility and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we're all like huge fans of that.
And the last backwards compatibility update was amazing. And now even that, Phil, screw you, man, because even the last update, they are delisting backwards compatible games. And it's very hard to access them. A lot of them. Like that's gone too.
Okay.
That's not, I'm sure third-party developers are happy about that with Xbox because they can remaster and resell them instead of backwards compatible. But that's kind of gone out the window too with the Series X. I don't think it's a thing. It exists if you have a console with a disk drive, but it's not really accessible. There's so many games that are delisted that were on those backwards compatibility lists the last few updates, and it's gone too. Like they're not doing anything consumer friendly anymore at all.
Well, let me say this. So I don't know how much you know about this, Potion, but I've talked a lot of shit about Xbox over the 14 months. Like, there's been Pick Yell Gamer and I used to do a show called Game Rambling all the time, and most of that show was talking shit about Xbox, pretty much. the reason isn't because I'm some stupid Sony pony that hates Xbox. The reason has always been that we loved Xbox, and we were so put off by what happened over the years. And what's happened now, I don't even talk about, because I don't have the heart to even mention what's going on with Xbox, because my whole thinking was, if enough of us talk about what's wrong, maybe they'll see what's wrong and make better decisions, and Xbox will do better. I don't have any joy or desire to see Xbox fail. I don't have any desire to see this industry shrink, or people to feel like the games aren't worth money, or people not be able to get jobs in the industry, because this is a terrible time. This is horrible. None of this is good. And the prognosis for the future is AI, and everything going to shit. And
the only thing good that they're working on is maybe getting Steam on the X. That would be cool, but I don't know how it's going to enhance the Xbox experience.
That whole concept makes no sense. Like, oh, the newest feature is you'll be able to play computer games on your Xbox. Well, you can play computer games on your computer. So I don't know what.
No, I mean, people that like a console experience, like I'm not a PC gamer. I prefer to game on a console, so that's a benefit to me.
Microsoft is flailing at the wind. They are swinging at the fences. They got no idea what they're doing.
I say let them swing. If they're going to be adding Steam to my freaking dashboard, then
okay,
I'm for it then.
Because there's a lot of indie games.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of indie games that I have to wait a year or so for them to even be ported, hopefully on another system. Some of them don't even make it, But now, I'm not talking about the ugly like.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea to add that feature for people that already own Xboxes, but who's going to buy an Xbox
just for that? No,
for that, it's not going to sell Xbox.
To get Steam on your TV for a cheap price, like the Steam Decks and stuff are a little more expensive. Like you could get a used
Are you
Series X even or one.
Let me ask you this, Max. And I've asked you this before. I have a question for you, and I'm curious about it. I'm very curious about it. Maybe Potion. Maybe you have an idea about this. To play games on Xbox Online, you have to have Game Pass, right? That's the requirement.
To play online games?
It used to be gold. Now it's just Game Pass, right? So if you have Steam on your Xbox, do you still have to have Game Pass to play your Steam games online on your Xbox? That's a good question.
I would assume the Steam games you could play online without Xbox, and that's going to make a bigger problem because you can only play the Xbox games online.
It would depend on what kind of launcher you have. Like if you have a Steam launcher, then I don't think you would have to. But if you're using like an Xbox Live launcher,
and then people will cancel Xbox. They'll just
this is what I'm saying.
Xbox, yeah.
Is this about what's the plan? What's the plan? That's what
Microsoft or Xbox is. They're willing to change their mind on certain things. I'm not sure if they're willing to change their mind on how much they're charging for online, but maybe, maybe the time has run its course and they probably see it coming to an end. And so when they do that, maybe they might drop the $5 extra charge and only charge you $15 for Game Pass for the games, not actually online charge, And maybe that's how they justify their price hike later on. I don't know, because they're always going to get their money back. But who knows? Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I wish they would have done away with the requirement to play online a long time ago. I think it could have saved Xbox. I really do. If they would have said, we're going to have Game Pass, and that's a service that has all this awesome stuff, but we're going to do away with gold. And guess what, guys? You don't have to pay to play online anymore on Xbox. That could have totally turned things around. But what do I know? I don't know anything.
Yeah, I think their best shot is to do a really good console. Go first, but you have to regain some consumer confidence. And I think since they own Activision, have a big backwards compatibility update for Activision, but that's not going to happen anymore.
No, but seriously think what's going to make you buy the next Xbox? What would make you buy the next Xbox?
If they announce some good games,
but that are coming to PlayStation
on other systems, though.
No, right. And more backwards compatibility, a disc drive, a decent price, and none of that stuff's going to happen. That's the thing. None of that's going to happen.
None of these things
even
sell
on the
Xbox.
IP end. Even on the IP end, they have some great IP where other companies like Sony and Nintendo's having a Nintendo Cinematic Universe. Sony has Last of Us, which wasn't the greatest for season 2. But even with that, they're failing. Like with Halo. Like, how can you F up Halo?
Dude, they fired the Forza people. What the hell are they even doing? Like,
if you own this amount of IP, you cannot just be thinking about video games anymore. You got to be thinking about multimedia, like TV shows, movies. They're even effing that up.
See, they tried back in the day with Viva Pinata, though. They tried to make cartoons, they tried to make comics, and they screwed that up like so bad.
Viva Pinata would be amazing on the Switch.
It would.
That is a port that should happen. My wife loved that game when
I loved it. Yeah, I played like 4 different versions.
Perfect Nintendo game. That's like the perfect Rare game. They Rare made after they left Nintendo. Yes. A Viva Pinata collection.
So the positive plan that we're seeing is just to put more games on other things.
Yeah, they're done, dude. They just got to put all their games everywhere. Do the Sega route,
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, they're gonna release the next console, but that's their next hurrah, and that's just because they still have Game Pass to try to sell. Because unless other systems allow Game Pass onto their consoles, then what's Microsoft's strategy? They got to create their own console for Game Pass. But yeah, they need to release all those games everywhere else. On the Switch too, make it a system worth buying.
Well, we'll see what happens. I think maybe they might be going for the bad press now, pull off the Band-Aid, and next year will be great, but I doubt it.
Like they're not desperate because they're making money. They
own the IP over people, unfortunately, and it's never more transparent than Microsoft. They don't care about people.
And like you said, Max, they still have room to make movies, and they still have room for that. They have all this IP, so they're sitting on billions of dollars, And
now that the Halo show's canceled, they should really just do a full AAA movie again. And they've tried to do that for years. Peter Jackson was once they really need to get someone.
They have Banjo. They could start small, with a cartoon or animation, something not too expensive, and see if it pops. Add some more characters in there.
Going back to your childhoods. What else did you enjoy in entertainment? Movies, cartoons, music, anything you'd like to share about? Like, did you have cassette tapes, a Walkman growing up? Did you watch a lot of VHS tapes? How did you, besides video games?
Yeah, we grew up I grew up in 81. I was born in 81. So I grew up like in the 80s, 90s. So, we had all the VHS tapes. We, moved to DVD eventually. Cassette tapes. I had my own little collection. I would actually, they would have Saturday Night Oldies, and so I'd have like an old cassette tape with a different one. I'd be playing it and then recording it with mine. So it'll be like a little janky, but I made my own little cassette videos, mixtapes. Whenever they would break, I remember getting clear tape and like taping them together, and they would still work. Even in that part, it'll kind of just skip a little, but you can still get them working. So I did a lot of MacGyvering on those things. It was fun back then with all this like actual tangible things you could just mess around with. I miss that a lot, actually. Like now I'm more of a minimalist. I have a shelf full of stuff. I have a room. I don't have much stuff anymore.
So am I. I'm a minimalist.
Yeah. and I see you always going through your shopping for VHSs.
I don't do it as much anymore because I have a bunch of duplicates, and I still have tapes.
Why do you get duplicates?
Because I forget what I have.
See, that's
Max,
no, because I get them really cheap too, and then I get them for friends like Cyrus.
You're not gonna listen to them if you're gonna put them on the shelf.
No, Poser, there's no reasoning. There's no reasoning with Max.
No, I got him back in the VHS when I made him. Like when I surprised him with that TV.
I would have to watch it and put it and know.
I've seen Max. You got to understand. I've seen Max look at like 4 different tapes that are the same thing and like, I want this one. It's got a little nick, but this one has this and it's a little bit. I'm gonna get both of these. It's the same movie. You're like, what are you doing,
man?
But Cyrus, you enjoyed watching VHS tapes now again.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't. I mean,
nice.
It's fun.
Aesthetically, they're good to watch once in a while.
Yeah.
Any movie that you remember, or first VHS tape?
One movie that I always remember is The Exorcist Part 1.
Oh, wow.
The reason being was because it belonged to us. We let our neighbor borrow it. Supposedly, it turned on in the middle of the night in their living room by itself.
Oh shoot!
And it wasn't even inside of it. It was still like, you know, when you eject it, but it stays on the outside of the VHS, whatever. That's the stupid thing. That's what it was. And supposedly they woke up in the middle of the night to try to give it back to us, and we said no. I remember having nightmares from that movie, and like I just didn't understand. And they're saying it's based on a true story, and I'm like, true story? Like what are you talking about? True story? So ever since that, like no. And so every time a new movie would come out, it takes me back to my childhood, just having nightmares about it. I would like actually have nightmares. I would see her face.
I still might have nightmares.
I still see that face sometimes in the.
I didn't watch it yet. I think I picked that one up, and I was like, maybe if I'm daring.
That's
maybe if you watch it and kind of get through it. That no, I tried that, and then I watched the remake where she goes down the stairs backwards and starts crawling like a crab. Yeah. That was stuck in my mind for so long.
What is with the 80s? Like we all watched horror movies like it was nothing when we were little kids. Like,
I didn't. I only.
Oh well,
my parents were there. Yeah.
I understand, Max, but a lot of us, dude, we were watching stuff. We had no business. There was no reason we should. Yeah, we were just. Oh, the new Friday the 13th. What? Let's throw it on, and then we would go get like. On the weekends, yes. Like on the weekends, we would go get like 6 or 7 movies and watch them all that weekend. And it was all one horror movie after another. It was just the 80s was a different time, man. It was a different time.
Cyrus, what was your first movie or VHS that you remember?
Voltron. Voltron. Yeah. Voltron. We got a VCR when it was still so new that the remote control had a wire going to the VCR.
I've never seen those.
It was a top loader. You press eject, the top would pop up. You put the tape in, you press the top back down. Yes. And so when the first video store that came to our home, to my town, well, I grew up in a pretty small town, had like 6,000 people. It's not a big town, but we got a video store. And so, yeah, Voltron, the G.I. Joe cartoons, and then of course a lot of horror movies. But yeah, Teen Wolf. That was one of the first ones.
Good one.
I remember that one. Yeah, but we were there pretty close to the beginning of the VHS thing in the 80s. So
did you go to Blockbuster still? Remember all that?
Hollywood we didn't have a Blockbuster in my town, but when I went to college, there was Blockbusters, and I fell in love.
Previously Viewed, I actually bought more than I actually rented. Previously Viewed was my jam. Sales.
Yeah. I used to love going in.
That's how I got all my Sega Genesis game. Yeah.
And when they didn't have no new releases, you would go to where they would return them, and sometimes they haven't stacked up and they hadn't just checked them in yet. And you'd be waiting right there, like, oh yes. Oh, I used to love it back then.
Dude, the movies were so different back then. It was fun. It was there wasn't a lot of like over analysis. You watch the movie, you kind of talk about it a little bit. You might have, some you talk about more than others, but there wasn't a lot of like instant hate. Like it seems like everybody just watches everything just to hate.
Yes, Max, stop criticizing everything so much.
I criticize because I love.
I get it.
Great.
No,
yeah.
Yep, I get it.
Yeah, and I broke people's mind when I said I do a second view review, and I might up the score, I might go down, and I'm not changing my first score because I actively try to like things more. I watch things multiple times, even more so than video games. Like I play video games. There's not a lot of video games I replay after I beat them, but movies I will watch over and over, and I'll try to get more out of them. Music, I do the same. I try to listen. Like you ever put in an album and it didn't click with you, and then later on it clicks. Speaking of music, what music do you remember when you're young? What album was like? Yeah.
Oh, dude, let me
my
say
first album
first.
Was the Beach Boys' Greatest Hits on my Walkman. That's what my parents got me first, and I still love the Beach Boys, but yeah,
I'll just jump in real quick, and then I want to hear Potion, but let me just say, Shout at the Devil, like that was when I first heard that cassette. We hadn't heard nothing like that. Small town, pretty conservative, Yeah, you remember Motley Crue, the Shout at the Devil?
I remember Motley Crue. Okay,
dude. Yeah. Even mentioning the devil was like a big, like you're not supposed to do this or whatever. And we played that song, yeah. And then of course the Ozzy stuff, but shout out to Ozzy, R.I.P. But
I'm just getting into Ozzy because I got Black Sabbath Greatest Hits. My dad liked
great voice.
Yeah,
it's like wow, yeah.
Wow. The character he played on the TV was not that was a character, and it was fun. But
that's
we
just
know,
like lighter side. Yeah, exactly.
We know.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
Okay. What any music you remember? Potion?
I grew up listening to like my brother was a gangster, so he grew up with oldies all the time. So I grew up with a bunch of oldies. That's what I remember growing up listening to as a child. So like I had no reference to anything that was current. I think the thing that I remember being current and being a big thing when I was growing up was boys, New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
I remember that being huge, but I never listened to pop or anything like that. Like now I listen to just like pretty much anything, but nothing really like that just calls me,
Okay.
I mean, I growing up, I listened to the Beatles, I listened to the Beach Boys, I listened to oldies, I listened to current stuff. Like I can't really tell you too much, tell you the truth anymore. Like I tell you tunes on the radio, like but
okay.
I'm not.
We gotta hang out. We'll start listening to tunes.
I mean, I like music. I don't have time to like sit down and listen to music. I just don't like anymore. Like
music helps me do everything, even exercise. I listen to music when I'm driving.
I don't listen to music when I'm driving. I don't listen to anything when I'm driving. It's like
really,
I have it off. I like to listen. I like to like just observe everybody, everything. I like
I like to block them out. I like to block out everyone and everything.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Like the one thing I'm looking forward to a lot is I love Nine Inch Nails. I'm really looking forward to the Tron soundtrack. Yeah. The one song they released, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm not feeling this song too much. But now I've been listening a few more times. I'm getting into it, and I really hope the movie is really good. What did you guys think when you were going to grow up? What you were going to be? What was Little Potion going on? Where'd you think? Do you think you were going to be a YouTuber? What do you think you were going to do?
I don't consider myself a YouTuber though.
YouTube, yeah.
I know I do YouTube, and I do a lot of YouTube. I just actually like watching YouTube. I like just hanging out with people. I like the you in YouTube, like the actual people. I hate the overproduced YouTubers. I know my stuff kind of looks clean just because I went to school for. I'm not sure if you know, but I went to school for. I graduated in cinematic arts and technology.
Wow.
And pretty much what that is just movie making. So doing scripts, behind the scene, everything to do with movies. That's what I graduated in. But before that, I went to school for graphic design, and I was studying industrial design. I wanted to create products, so drawing them and then creating models and then all that crap pola. But complications, so I ended up switching to other stuff. So I'm very much into like the whole movie making, and everything. So that's kind of where I spend most of my time,
Okay, so thanks for sharing. So based on where you went to school for too, you're in the video games. If you're going to get more into something currently instead of potentially music, you've stressed that you might want to go see more movies and talk about movies.
That's exactly where my goal is right now. It's just trying to expand more into movies and because I know what it takes to actually make movies. I made independent films before with other students, and to create their creative visions and stuff.
You don't happen to have any that you could put on your channel, do you? Like your old stuff?
I have my capstone, my video.
I would love to see anything you have, dude.
It was just like it's nothing. I can put it on one day, but it's nothing.
You don't have to make it. You don't have to make it public. I just would love to see it personally.
It wasn't like. I didn't try making a movie. I tried making more like a documentary of what I kind of do behind the scenes when what I like to do is I like to draw. I like to code. I like to do so many things in this creative space that I don't really focus on one thing. I like to make shirts. I like to, make videos. I like to just do a lot of different things. And so my capstone or my movie was just a little like documentary of the stuff that I do at home, pictures, photos, the process. And that's what it shows. And smoking a little bit of inspiration that goes along with that lifestyle, and that's what my video was about. So I wasn't trying to make a movie,
right.
But I did help out. Actually, we do have a director, we do have a budget, we do the whole script, we do have sound design, we do have someone doing the Foleys and everything like in a movie. So it is like an actual movie, but I did it more of a documentary type style, whereas other students try to do like a commercial or an actual movie, and we did, acting for that, or just helped out in sound design or editing and stuff like you do in a movie school. So that's why I want to get more into movies, just because even though I look at them more as a casual, because I'm not into them when it comes to like all the lore, when it comes to like the comics, I still enjoy it from the movie aspect of knowing how someone's behind the camera getting that shot and what it takes to get that shot or stuff like that. You can appreciate it just from that aspect. 100%. So that's why I want to get into movies more.
Oh, cool.
Frog, wait, thoughts on Frog Tony since you've been on his channel? You can't trust the frog. No matter what you do, you cannot trust the frog.
No comment.
I'm just gonna say this: Frog Tony has many assets, many different aspects to his personality. So there's gonna be parts of him that rub you the wrong way, but there's also other parts that are genuine. So he's gotta be comfortable with that, just like any other person, and that's it.
Thanks so much, CJH, for asking. I really, really appreciate you, bro.
Wow.
Okay, Cyrus, what did you want to be when you were growing up? When are you ever gonna grow up?
No, it's Papa Pete says once you get to 50, you don't have to grow up. I'm hoping I get there. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna tell you this. It's gonna sound like it's a stupid fake answer, but it's the truth. I wanted to be a writer. Okay. When I was little, I would write stories. I remember writing stories in second grade, long stories. I would also make up stories when I was a kid, which was fun. But when I started to get like some praise for the stuff I would write, that's when I was like, oh, I want to do that because I'm getting praise, So I used to write a lot of stuff, I don't write as much anymore. I kind of just keep it to myself. But
you do great work on your magazine. Go check out if you want it digitally. Is it still a perk on your memberships?
Yes, it's digitally. It's free. There's physical versions which cost way too much, and I apologize, but I can't do nothing about it. But it's fun. That's a fun magazine to make. I'm working on another issue, which will hopefully be out early next year, but I don't know exactly when.
Let me know. I need to keep getting them to complete this. He's gifted me his awesome.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
I appreciate that very much. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. I like to do stuff like that.
It is fun, that's why I get all this stuff is fun, like creating all this stuff and just like being in it. So yeah, that's why I appreciate it. Yeah, especially that's why I like supporting people who are making this fun stuff for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you talking about the production stuff is so interesting to me because I have a little bit of experience in that realm as well. So I just find it interesting when people I know start talking about that kind of stuff because I'm like, keep talking. I want to hear more.
Like, I want more.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I asked some, just little weird questions on this series. I'm trying to think of some of them. If you had $1 million, what would be your perfect day? How would you spend it? What would you do if money was no object and you just had all the money in the world? What would you do? All the money in the world. What would your day be?
You mean like?
What would you do? Would you be on YouTube? Would you be traveling the world? Would you start a charity? Whatever you want. You have money is no object. What would your day be like, Potion? What would you like to do? You could do anything. You could do anything. You could go anywhere, buy anything.
I would.
What would you do day one? Like,
I would hire some people to kidnap somebody to get me a kidney. And once I get all that figured out.
Well, I can't blame you for that one.
No. But I would do seriously, if I had
too real.
Yeah.
Infinite
I
money.
Hope that happens. I hope that happens. Yes.
I really love animals. I kid you guys not. So I would want to have buy a land where I can just take in animals that need help or that have nowhere to go. And just provide them with, food and nature, love, and just hire a bunch of people to provide all the services that they need. I would love just to grow up and just feed. Like right now, I grow up and feed. I wake up and feed my animals, but I also feed some strays out there, outside too. But being
Do
able
you
to
actually steal neighbors' cats? Is that?
Nah, I
was wondering if there was really. I was wondering.
I didn't
if
steal my
really...
neighbor's cats, but if they're strays, then I did take them in. Right now I put a stop to that because I had to, but I'm still feeding one right now. I got to get her fixed to make sure she don't have kittens and shit, because then that's when it hits the fan. But and there's also a couple of strays that are already fixed that I feed as well. But I really do want a farm where I can take in pigs, stray cats,
that's
and just
great,
have them all. That's kind of what would be my ideal job, and I wouldn't mind that. Or cutting grass. I love the smell of grass. I love cutting
have
grass.
A yard you could cut if you wanted.
I wouldn't even mind volunteering for a retired person and just mowing their grass and shit. So yeah, I'm simple, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would be, and we're gonna ask the same thing as Cyrus. I would be living the same way, except I wouldn't do my day job and I'd be on YouTube constantly.
Well, the thing is, I don't do my day job anymore, and I'm kind of on YouTube constantly. I watch only YouTube, and then if I create a video, then I'm doing YouTube. But I don't really watch too much TV anymore. I do watch a little bit of Disney Plus once in a while.
We've had guests that said you would never see me again. I would not be on YouTube if I had $1 million. I've had guests that said that. I'm like, okay, I appreciate the honesty. I would be on YouTube constantly. You'd see more of me.
I mean,
Cyrus, what would you do if money was no object? You would come live not near me. We'd be hanging out all the time. I'm still trying to get. I keep telling Cyrus, move my way. You too, Potion. If you ever want to, I don't know. We're just starting to get I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
You don't want to come to here. Okay, thanks. You're like, nah, no.
I live in California, and
I'm trying to get everyone. It is, but we have a vacation home here. We go to the lake. We could do all kinds of stuff.
That sounds fun.
Whatever. Yeah. All right, but Cyrus, what would you do if money was no object?
I think there's a responsible answer to that question. And then there's a fun answer.
Give both. Yeah, give responsible and then fun.
Responsible.
I'd vanish from the internet.
If money was no object, like literally trillions of dollars, whatever.
Well, whatever you think. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are so lucky. I'm not going to get political here, but we are so lucky in this country. The things that we think are important and difficult are, in the grand scheme of things, probably not as big a deal as we think they are compared to a lot of other places in the world. And if I had unlimited money, there's a lot of places in this world that really need help. And that's what I would try to do, is make a difference, whatever that is, figure that out. That's the responsible thing. What
a woke ass answer.
I know.
Are you virtue signaling over here? I would cure the world. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's a terrible answer. I'm a terrible person.
Honestly, that says a lot about how bad I am, because I keep thinking about how to improve my life, not everyone else's.
Well, that's why I said there's a responsible answer, and then there's a fun answer, right? And so there's that.
I would love the world's problems to be solved too, but that's not where my mind went first.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you said unlimited money,
Yeah.
Now the fun answer is I would make movies. I have a whole bunch of ideas. And
maybe you can with AI. Embrace AI.
No, I'm not doing that. If I had an unlimited amount of money, there are certain franchises that I would buy the rights to that
that's a good one. Yeah.
I already have.
I could do good. I could fund indie video games.
I have an enormous amount of ideas, complete scripts in my head that I never tell anybody about. Probably never would tell anybody about.
Buy Microsoft, but if you had unlimited funds and make Xbox great again. I know I hate that.
You know what? Somebody should do that. Somebody should. Yeah, unlimited funds. Buy Microsoft. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many things you could do, right? With that's a ridiculous thing. Unlimited money. I mean, buy everything.
How would you spend your day though? Would you be on YouTube or would you be traveling, Cyrus?
If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't really have time, I'm sure, to be on YouTube all the time.
You wouldn't do YouTube either.
I think I would try to make time for it. But I mean, if you're living that kind of a life, doing that kind of stuff, what are you gonna?
Let's say I wouldn't do nothing with it. I just kind of keep on living. I think I just go wake up, have a cup of coffee, and just chillax.
Or I'd be visiting you if you're not gonna do anything
Visiting
with
the
it.
news.
I'll do something with it.
Out there, I don't know, because I have everything I need. And like I mean, I guess I can get a bigger house, more.
Well, see, that's actually an interesting point. One of the best things you could do with the money is just fix your problems, so you're not worried about, is this going to get paid? Am I going to survive this thing? Is that, fix your problems and then just live your life.
Because that's what I think about like retired actors like Hayden, whatever, who Darth Vader.
He's not retired anymore. Hayden Christensen.
Well, he's kind of semi. He still had enough money to like kind of just wake up and go freaking have a coffee, hang out. Don't have to go to work, type of deal, and just kind of live like write a book type of thing on your part time. Just live your life, enjoy it, type of deal. And that's kind of like what I do most of the time now, where I'm just I don't rush anymore when I drive or stuff like that. Just kind of enjoy your life, enjoy the sun, enjoy the walk to your mailbox type of shit. Maybe that's what happens when you get that rich, that it's not necessarily all the stuff that you can buy or do. It's just the stuff that you don't have to do anymore.
See, that's interesting you said that, because the way we view money and the way a rich person who doesn't, money doesn't mean the same things to a person like that. They have money. They could do whatever. So it's almost like how you were talking about emulation. You have all these games you could play, so you don't play any of them. Imagine if you have unlimited money, or maybe not unlimited, but like just a shit ton of money. There's probably a lot of things you could do, but you don't do. You just live your life and do your thing that you do.
That's what I think. Yeah, I think that's what happens. But the thing about Max with YouTube is because you love YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with loving YouTube. And
no,
if you have the money to do the things you love,
it changed my life. It really did. I've had I met the best people I've ever met in my life. My one friend that I was growing up with, he unfortunately at the beginning of the pandemic, he passed from an OD, and we were texting each other, we should get together. But the friends I have on here, I'm even closer than I was to him. Like, it's great. And the difference was actually meeting people in real life. Like when I first met Cyrus, when I first met Bruce, Rhea, Joe, and I hope to meet more people in real life. It's a game changer. Like then you understand YouTube. And even meeting YouTubers, like they keep a barrier a little bit still. But at too many games, like meeting the video game YouTubers, I gained a lot of respect for them. Yeah, they have their personalities, but they're pretty much what they are in the videos. There's some are more approachable than others, but that was a game changer too. Like I'm realizing that I wanted to do it. Like I wanted to be more try harder at YouTube. Since I've been going to too many games, I'm like, I really want to try harder. I want to make it not like I don't have delusions of grandeur that I'm going to be a million sub. I think I'm going to get 10K at one point, and it would be a dream to get 100K. And that's as far, if I could ever get that before I die.
You want that black.
But they by that point, they're probably like, yeah, everyone gets it now. You're not getting one. That's what that's what I think is going to happen. By the time I'm eligible, if I ever get to 100K, they're like, yeah, everyone has them now. We're not giving the plaques anymore. You got to get to a million. Now.
Gonna give you like a little pin.
My buddy Eugene does 3D printing. We'll make you one. Don't worry about it.
I don't want a fake one. I want a real one.
It wouldn't be fake. It would be real from us.
Yeah. We'll get the questions. Anything on your radar, games or movies wise? I know you're open to movies. Anything you're going to see this year that you
Monday?
Really
I'm going to see Fantastic Four.
Cool.
I watched Superman last weekend or the week before that when it first came out. I liked it. So I'm just excited for anything that comes out. I'm going to be watching just a bunch of random movies. I don't even care what they are anymore. I just love going to the movies. Popcorn, hot dogs.
Are you going to start doing reviews as well? Now that you have some friends and then now that people I'm directing them to your channel, go sub to both Cyrus and Potion Sword Run.
Yeah, actually recently, not relaunched my channel, but I put it more in focus to stop talking like my politics on there and stop talking about other stuff that's not really game related and my Potion Sword Run type of thing. I kind of stopped talking about other people too. And so I'm pretty much just sticking to video games and movies, and so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing now. So I'm
Cool,
watching more movies, talking about
know, that's what I kind of did too. Then I dabbled back into it, and you actually told me don't do it. You're like,
yeah, it's not good for your health, man. It's not good for your content will be good for a bit, but then you got to rely on that content. You don't want to do that shit all the time and then be into that space. It's just not good for you.
So we may get movie content from you here too. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely will. It's part of my channel now, so I'm gonna be including all my expertise stuff, in it. So yeah.
All right. And it's really fun when you ever see a movie all together, even if you can't meet up in real life. If you see a movie all together with your friends, it is in a certain week. Spoiler talk. That's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Just because you have so much you want to talk about because you're like, oh, it was exciting, and then someone else tells you something you didn't know. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I'll let you know next week if anything's available for Fantastic Four spoilers talk. If you're going to see it, I don't know if you were thinking about it, Cyrus, or not. I know you saw Superman, right?
We're going to see it maybe next weekend. I'm not sure. So.
Okay. Well, if you want to be in on that too, for sure, let me know. Go check out Cyrus as well. Anything you're looking forward to, current gen games, or any game that looks really appealing to you or just released on your radar? I know I'm really looking forward to that beat 'em up with the Marvel characters.
Marvel
Invasion. That too, and Cosmic Invasion.
Oh, the Cosmic Invasion. Yeah, that one looks pretty sweet. I've been looking for a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and I was looking at the Karate Kid one, but that one kind of looked a little generic. So this one looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one as well.
I think there's a 2D Ninja Gaiden that's supposed to come out at some point. That one looks pretty cool.
The Terminator 2D game looks pretty good. I just started playing on Game Pass, even though I downloaded it right away. Doom Medieval. It's pretty fun.
I played a couple of levels, and I'm not really a big Doom fan. I mean, it's okay. I think because it's on Game Pass, I'm able to put it down and not have to worry about it, which is fine. It gives me, I get to dabble in it without having to pay, $60. I would have probably been disappointed for $60 or $70.
Okay.
But that's just me. I don't know.
What about that new Atari that looks like Pac-Man? I'm really almost wanting to pre-order that.
I saw Atari Creeps video on it because I don't follow Atari anymore, and so I don't like it. I think it looks very what's the word? Gaudy, very yeah.
I almost bought the red controller because they are wireless, the little Atari controllers. I almost did, but yeah, I kind of agree with you, Potion. It looks kind of garish or gaudy or whatever the right term is for that.
It looks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like even Atari Creep said that he could probably do it. It's something really special. So
another thing I want to say about that, there is a phenomenon that goes on with the retro community, where a lot of these companies do stuff that it's awesome. There's awesome stuff, but there's also a lot of stuff they do that I feel like we're being milked like a cow.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I felt when I saw it. I was like, okay, I get it. There's people that will buy this because they have to have it. They got to have it.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know. It's not anything. There's nothing to it. It's just
aesthetically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally a cash grab. It literally is a cash grab.
But I don't have a new Atari yet. So it's.
But you're not going to have a new anything that comes out. So that is the script for everything.
I keep buying the Evercade stuff.
They just put the Atari 7800 Plus on sale on Amazon for like $30 or something like that. And then the next week, this thing comes out and it's like $150 or something. And it plays the exact same stuff. So from a technical point of view of enjoying video games and playing them, it provides no value. It's literally just, like you said, aesthetics. So if people like that and they want to have that and they put it on their shelf or whatever, cool. Collectors do things like that. I get it. But guys, we are getting used. We just have to acknowledge that. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll get to some questions then. We could start wrapping up in like 20 minutes if that's good with you guys. So Little Movie Perp says, favorite story in a video game? I think the favorite story I'd like to see fleshed out more is Metroid. With the you know, that would be a really cool sci-fi. But trying to I go for more of the gameplay than story. I'm trying to think. I like the Uncharted series, and I hated the movie. I mean, I was disappointed in the movie. I didn't hate it, but I like that type of Indiana Jones type thing.
Mine was probably Mass Effect when it comes to the full story. I like that one pretty good. I recently finished Expedition 33, and I love that story, but not just the story of the game, but the backstory that they didn't tell part of the game. It's like that was sounding way more interesting than the actual story of the game. But what they set up, I'm hoping part 2 goes into the backstory of the game. And for anybody that doesn't know, spoilers, is between people called the writers and people called the painters. So there's 2 different type of guilds that they mention in it, but they don't, show it in this game. So that's kind of the story that I'm very intrigued by. And also, surprisingly, Psychonauts story. I finished part 2, and the way they wrapped it up, it just sounds like it's going to be an epic battle between Raz, which is the protagonist, and his father. So it kind of, it's just, that's the way it sounded to me. So the stories, it just sounds very fun and intriguing.
Okay, cool. Cyrus, do you have any favorite story in a video game?
Well, I think it's probably going to be Final Fantasy 3/6 Super Nintendo, which for me was mind-blowing when I played that back in the day on Super Nintendo. It's for so many reasons, but the story was also, there's probably a lot of other RPGs that are similar to that had come out even before that. I just didn't play them. So yeah. I did play several RPGs, but that one in particular totally changed my thinking about what an RPG could be. And the story had different paths, and if the decisions you made affected like whether a character lived or died and was there for the rest of the story, it was a big thing. So yeah, that's my favorite story in a video game. But there's so many good ones. I mean, and some of them don't even have to be complex to be cool, like the Ninja Gaiden games on NES, or there's cool stories that are big, and there's cool ones that are small.
I'm thinking also Zelda would be great. Its basic story is just classic. Halo would be an amazing movie series if they got it together. Like I'm like, epic.
I was disappointed from the start, just to say, from the series. So yeah. Anyways.
Figure Drawing says favorite gaming controller, also any favorite co-op games, retro or otherwise. I really love gaming. Basic controllers, Xbox and Sony do really good, but for innovation, and I actually think people think I'm a Nintendo fanboy because I like the Switch 2 so much. The thing that they've dropped the ball in recent years, their controllers used to be really comfortable. And I'm talking about, I even love the N64 controller. Yeah. But if you hold it the right way,
hold it from the outside. People hold it from the inside. I don't do that.
That's so comfortable. That's so comfortable.
Certain games, you want to hold it different.
I don't know, because I can reach everything that I need with my thumbs, and so I never understood this one. But
I love the middle with the Mario and the Mario Kart or GoldenEye.
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Oh, it was so good. I bought the Nintendo Online N64 controller. I just haven't tried it yet for the N64 games. But my favorite Nintendo controllers, the DualShock was an amazing innovation at the time. The DualShock controller. I actually still like the PS4 controller the best. Even the haptic feedback on the 5 I love, but the 4 is my favorite Sony controller. And then the 3, all the Xbox have been decent, but like innovative controller, I would definitely put it at, and simplicity is the Atari. The Atari, the joystick and the button is just great. But GameCube and N64, I actually really love those controllers. And the GameCube had a freaking big A button. Like, I'm like, people that have big hands, why are you making these buttons so small? Actually,
okay, but here's the
Pro
Mac,
controller 2 is really good.
It had a big A button and a little yellow nub Like, make that make sense. Like,
the nub is fine.
The nub is not fine.
I like big buttons. I like big buttons.
And I cannot lie. Sorry.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I can't lie either. So what's your favorite controllers? Retro or current gen or what? What's your favorite controllers of all time?
My favorites obviously are, Xbox controllers. I collect some of them. I don't collect all of them, but those are my favorite. But like if I'm gonna go back, it has to be the GameCube controller just because it was so weird. It fit ergonomically in your hand, but the everything was just like all the different buttons were everywhere. So I really like that one. One that I was so intrigued with was the Dreamcast one because it had the VMU thing where you can take it out and have a little Game Boy type of thing. So I would play Sonic.
Switch.
I would play Sonic on there, and then I would collect some eggs, hatch them, and then put them in my little VMU, and then take them and raise them and play them at school. Go back and put it back in my controller, and then put them back in my game, and he'll be all raised with the wings and shit. So I really like that aspect where I could take my games to go, certain games to go for the Dreamcast. I remember that. But yeah, PlayStation controllers, I didn't like the DualShock at all. None of them from 1 to 4. That's kind of why I stayed away from PlayStation for the most part when it came to playing games. But I do like the DualSense, the 5. I like the haptic feedback. I wish more games took advantage of it. I wish all games had to take advantage of it. Like it was just automatic. It did it by itself because Astro Bot is freaking awesome with it. But there's some games that
I still have to get the new game. I played a little bit of it when Bruce came to visit, but I don't own it yet. The new Astro Bot game.
Yeah. It's still expensive. It's still, after, almost full price. Like I'm waiting for the price to drop on a lot of games before I start buying them now.
Oh, that's the way I do
don't have
too.
FOMO anymore. I used to have FOMO on games, and now I don't. So it's like I can wait till
the only FOMO I have is the new like Nintendo games or fighting games. Fighting games I like to get at launch because I love fighting games.
So when it comes to fighting games, the thing about it is if you don't get them at launch, then you're gonna get left behind. You got to keep up if you really want to, actually have a shot at, being decent, for the most part. So I understand that. But like a single player games, whatever, Assassin's Creed, stuff like that, I wait till they drop now.
Cyrus, what's your favorite controllers of all time, current and retro?
Well, I do like the new Xbox controller for the series. The D-pad feels a little bit better on that one. The dual, what do they call it? DualSense controller in PS5 is a little too big. So I think I like the PS4 controller better than that one.
It is a little big, yeah.
Yeah. I also really like this one, which is
Wii U,
probably not very popular.
Yeah, I didn't get the Wii U, so I missed out on the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Retro, I would definitely say Super Nintendo controller. It just feels really good.
It's especially after you played the regular Nintendo one, it's all squared up, and then you get the other one, it's like rounded. Like, oh wow,
I think if I'm going to be specific though, I'm going to say the Super Famicom controller because it has the rounded buttons instead of the concave buttons or whatever. Love that controller.
I'm going to throw in a question too. Favorite 3 console launches of all time. I have to say mine would probably be the Dreamcast, just because Soul Calibur. I went to the arcades when we have an amazing amusement park in my area. That's an old school amusement park, and I went there and I just spent the whole day playing the Soul Calibur arcade even before the Dreamcast was released. I'm like, and the Dreamcast looks even better than this. I didn't even ride any rides that day, just the whole day, and no one was even there. No one was even playing that arcade game. Wow. So the Dreamcast. I would also say GameCube. And I used to say Wii U, but now Switch 2 is my favorite. It's my third favorite launch of all time because
Switch 2.
I get to play. First off, Mario Kart World is a game changer. I wanted them to do Nintendo Kart with more Nintendo characters and not just Mario. But the world aspect, the bigger tracks, the more characters, and then the knockout races is a game changer for online play. And then online with friends. If I could get my friends to do it, I got the camera and everything. When I did the few times I did it was absolute blast. and playing GameCube games in N64 online, which would never happen back in the day when those systems were live. It's just like playing those classic Nintendo games online. That's how you beat piracy, is just make it so much fun. It's a blast. Like I want to actually, you don't even need a Switch 2. I need to play some N64 Mario Tennis with you, Cyrus. That's a blast. And some of those N64 games online, just playing them like that is so much fun. But those are my top 3 console launches. Dreamcast. Wii is almost there because I loved Wii Sports so much, but beyond that, beyond Wii Sports, there wasn't a lot at the launch. So I would say GameCube, because you got, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, F-Zero, and all those things were near launch. And then Switch 2, because actually people rave about the Switch 1, but if you were a Wii U fan, you played most of those games for the longest time. But I'm actually getting a new Mario Kart. This is a really decent launch for new games. And then we're going to get news about Metroid Prime. There was also a game that's like F-Zero, Fast Fusion. Is great.
Third time it's been released.
Coping, Max. Coping.
I already bought it. It's new tracks. What do you mean I'm coping?
It's the worst Nintendo launch ever, man.
No, I $50 for new Mario Kart
with game? The Zelda, not launching with the Mario, and having a rip-off Mario Kart with the world.
We just had
being a game changer. Come on now.
You need the DLC for this game's going to be amazing.
It's not even a Donkey Kong game. There's no vine swinging in Donkey Kong.
No, I will say this. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a lot of fun, but I definitely have issues with it. And I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah, people are coping now. They're saying it's 10 out of 10. It's like,
but it also makes the Switch
One
games look better.
Garbage
I was afraid that they were going to charge. Remember, Cyrus? I was like, Nintendo's going to charge for every single upgrade they
are. They're charging you for that freaking C button, that little camera you got. They're charging you for that next year. So no, Nintendo doesn't get a pass. They're charging you $500 for a system that's like so old.
But it has a dock with it too.
2 years ago.
Steam Deck doesn't come
Mario
with a dock.
$80. That game was done 5 years ago. So come on now. I don't give them a pass.
Nah, I don't know how.
This is my list, Potion.
One of the worst launches ever. All right. Seriously, I'm a Nintendo fan. I love video games, and I didn't even buy one.
Well, here's the reason I like it better than the Switch 1 is because it's not just
Wii U it's a Switch Pro. That's why. They should have named it a Switch Pro, and I had no problem.
Donkey Kong Bonanza would not be anywhere near as well.
Donkey Kong Bonanza started development on the Switch.
I know, and honestly, it's completely justified to be a Switch 2 launch game.
Still run on the Switch.
Not like it. There's so much destruction. It would be chunky.
Maybe a little bit of slowdown. Maybe 30 frames per second.
A lot of slowdown. A lot of slowdown. You haven't played it.
Playing old games that I played on my Xbox 5 years ago. That run better,
but it's a handheld.
Well, the game is actually on the disc.
I actually like playing handheld now.
Worst console launch ever.
It may be the last handheld with physical media, bro.
Nah. Worst possible launch for. That's what I'm understand that. When it comes to launches for Nintendo, besides the Wii U, this is the worst one.
Oh, all right, fair enough. You're not hurting my feelings. You're not hurting Nintendo's either. They're making bank.
Supposedly, they're making bank. Right now, if I want one, I can find a Switch anywhere. So just go online. Go to Target right now. Right now, live, do it, and you'll see. Go Best Buy. That's why I made a video this morning. I went to go check, and I can buy it anywhere I want. Either it means the hype is gone and there's no demand for it, or they're holding on to these.
When Metroid Prime and Pokemon, the hype. Listen, my niece, I got her one too. She is so hyped for Pokemon. I have it pre-ordered.
Kids don't know. I mean, they want the latest
Pokemon. What do you mean kids don't?
Thing just like Max does.
Kids of all ages love Pokemon. Pokemon's a phenomenon still.
I love Potion so much.
They don't know.
All right. Well, okay. So Switch 2 is not in your top 3. What's your top 3 consoles launches of all time,
then? For me, when it comes for my
360 should have been in there too. 360 was really good. Yeah.
I was gonna say 360 is probably my best. I was a big Halo fan. I was a big Xbox fan, so that one just actually made sense. And it was a great console. And I also love the Dreamcast. And I gotta say, the GameCube was probably one of my most favorites as well. I mean, it was just Nintendo was just trying to still be Nintendo and gave you like a nice little GameCube where you had a little handle, and it's just like a fun, cute little console. And I was like, oh, Nintendo. And it came with games like Animal Crossing, and I was like, holy shit. Pikmin. I'm like, oh my god, innovation, not Donkey Kong Bonanza. But I'm just saying.
All right. Do you have any other ones? So 360 and
360, the Dreamcast, and the GameCube were probably my favorite.
Okay.
I was never a big PlayStation fan growing up, so like I always skipped those launches. I always got them later on in their development. So yeah.
Cyrus, top 3 console launches.
I have to. It's tough because I want to have 4. I want to have 4. Damn it. Super Nintendo, amazing launch. Changed. I mean, we before we could buy one, we rented one from the local video store.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And convinced my mom immediately we had to have it. Like, 'cause she wasn't even like, we're not getting a Super Nintendo. You can rent one, whatever. We rented one and blew it. I mean, she was like, okay, we're gonna get a Super Nintendo.
What was the first game you played on that?
Castlevania 4. It was F-Zero. We rented Castlevania 4, F-Zero, and Mario World, and then that was it. That was it. We had to have it, and we immediately, as soon as we took it back, we bought a Super Nintendo. 360, obviously the Xbox 360. I mean, they killed that launch. It was amazing. Absolutely awesome. My next one is the original PlayStation, because when that thing came out, they had this really cool marketing campaign. Enos lives, you are not ready. They had these awesome commercials. Ridge Racer, which I'm a huge Ridge Racer.
I love Ridge Racer.
Yeah. Battle Arena Toshinden was on there, which was really cool back then. They never played a fighting game that was like 3D like that, where you would actually circle your opponents and stuff. It's very interesting. But number 1 is the Dreamcast. I don't think there's ever been a better launch. It was like
Sonic Adventure,
so far ahead of its time. Yeah. It had the VMUs. It had 4 ports on there. It had a modem.
The controller still sucks, though.
It was a weird shape, kind of,
you got a lot of nerve, Max.
But I mean, it was fine.
I like it. I mean, it worked.
No, okay. I will say this: there are things wrong with that controller. Yeah. Its shape is kind of uncomfortable.
I bought the new, like, the Retro Pad Fighter Dreamcast, and I still haven't used it yet. I still got to try it. It's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, definitely try that. Yeah. But yeah, the Dreamcast, dude. The games were amazing. They were so much better than anything we'd seen up to that point.
Ready to rumble whenever they would hit you, like you would get bruised and stuff. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
Ready to Rumble, Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, Vigilante 8. Like, you would see these games come out on other things like PlayStation, and then you would see the Dreamcast, and you just be like, holy! I mean, it was a generational leap.
It's sad that the only reason they failed is they didn't include a DVD player.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the reason why.
That's the only reason.
Actually,
DVDs.
Sega had made a lot of bad decisions before that.
But if they would have included a DVD player, it would have made a huge difference. It would increase the price.
It's because back then the DVDs players were so expensive, Like
everyone was charging for their first DVD player.
Like Sony ate the cost on the PS2 for the DVD. Yeah. So I mean, Sega couldn't do that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're just talking about the launch, and the launch for the Dreamcast was out of this world. That's the best, most excited, most interesting, most awesome launch that I've ever seen, by far. That was really cool. I think that's why we still love the Dreamcast, because of the potential, because what we thought was possible, Yeah.
Well, I actually think it's much better that Sega's gone third party. Like, you're actually starting to see revivals of some of their IP. New Shinobi, Streets of Rage 4. I really enjoyed. Yeah. Golden Axe.
Apparently they have plans to like really keep going with that. They have
Virtual Fighters coming back finally. Cool. All right. Perp says, what movie, franchise, or IP not yet a game that you'd love to see? Oh, that's hard because they've made a lot of IP in the games.
What movie, franchise, or IP? No.
I'm trying to think here.
I hate to keep saying Ninja Gaiden, but that would be. I always thought that would make a cool movie.
I'm gonna cheat because they have made Superman games, but nothing of note. Like there needs to be a great Superman game now that Superman's popular again. And I know they have it. It has been an IP, but there's some great superhero stuff that we do not have yet. So I know that's not directly answering your question, but or
God of War would probably make a pretty cool movie. You know,
God of War, they've been talking about doing that.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, they are making a TV series, Potion. And I played some of the game, but I never really got into the story much. They've made plenty of Star Wars video games, but Knights of the Old Republic is the one that they really need to translate to a movie or TV series.
Red Dead Redemption. That would be awesome.
Red, yes.
That'd be awesome.
That'd
have to be like a series,
like Carl Urban,
like an HBO series. Like,
yeah, that'd be badass, dude.
Yeah.
I'd watch that for sure.
I don't figure drawing says this. Vados Locos Forever. I don't know what the.
That's right. You don't have Blood In, Blood Out as part of your collection, Mad Max?
I don't think he's ever seen Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't think he's ever seen that.
Supposed to be a movie, man.
Have you ever seen American Me, Max? Have you ever seen American
Me? You need American Me. You need Blood In, Blood Out.
Okay. I'll look for him.
Good Lord. You know, when I got rid of my DVDs, I had a shitload of collection, like boxes. And I became a minimalist. That's
why? Why?
It's just, you know what? I'm not telling you the truth. With so
it helps
much
your mind.
I just felt overwhelmed to have so much things. I always thought about all these things that I had. And when you don't have so much, you don't really feel like grounded to things. So you feel more free. So that's kind of what I did. But I did keep Blood In, Blood Out. Like, it's one of the movies that I just kept for sure.
I got to check
people say Vatos Locos Forever, it's kind of like a cultural thing. And, you know.
You don't understand, Max. I'm from Texas. We understand I don't know how to word this, but yeah, my best friend growing up was Hispanic, and this is a very deeply rooted in the culture. I don't know how to.
Okay,
it's like rooted in culture and also in movies. So it's like you need to get that movie.
All right, sure. No, I'm very intrigued now. I want to see it. It's gonna be there's gonna be a VHS copy, right? Not just
yeah, they're hard to find though, but
you want it on VHS. You want to get it on VHS, or Laserdisc. You get it on Laserdisc, man.
We need to get. I'm working on getting Cyrus a Laserdisc player. I have two, so I can easily give him the one. But
we'll work. We're gonna
look at this. This is my one with the remote. Whew.
Whoa.
Do the movies actually look good on there with Laserdisc?
Depends on how you watch them. I'm trying to figure a way to upgrade the signal a little bit. I don't know. On a CRT, it looks good.
I bet if you put it through a RetroTink, it would.
I would love to get a RetroTink. I have so many things I could put in there, but they're expensive.
Or an OSSC.
Figure drawing says, "Damn, Potion, you're out with Nintendo. You're out with Xbox. What's your stance on current gen Sony?"
Dude,
do you have a PS5?
I have a PS5, but I use it less than my Xbox and my Switch. I own. Because I played different games on it when I had PSN and all that shit. I own maybe a handful of games on it. I'm very disappointed this generation with all of them. So yeah, I'm not a big PlayStation fan either. I'm gonna finish Death Stranding and probably play the second one, but I haven't bought in. They haven't had any exclusives really. Like, what am I supposed to be buying on there? Like, tell me for reals. Maybe what?
Ratchet and Clank, Astrobot.
Soul Blade, maybe I might want to play one day, but not at full price. Returnal was I'm not The Last of Us. Like, I played that how many times already? So there's nothing down there to play. I mean, tell me what to play and I'll play it.
You know how you could tell Potion. You know how you could tell Potion is old school. He called it Soul Blade.
Sorry,
no, that's
Blade. Yeah. That's great. But anyways, you know what I mean. Just there's nothing really there that's enticing me to turn it on. So I don't turn it on. And then when I do turn it on, every time I have to do an update. And not just an update. I download an update, then I have to re-upload the update. It's like, just do it all at once, man. Anyways. So
well, that RPG you mentioned, Expedition, that's exclusive for now. It's going on with other stuff.
Which one?
Expedition RPG.
33. Expedition 33.
Oh, is it exclusive for Xbox right now?
Or for Sony, and then it's gonna eventually get to Xbox. And
I'm playing it on Xbox. What are you talking about?
It is on X. I thought it
was on Game Pass day one.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Max.
I thought it was Sony. I thought it came from Sony. Okay.
So,
what's your favorite trash game? I don't really like trash games.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I don't know what people consider. I like
what
a
does
lot
that
of
mean?
top games.
I like game
Favorite
like I like type gameplay. Like my big thing is like playability. So I don't really.
Angry Birds.
That was actually pretty cool when I played back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
like maybe if you guys consider like Far Cry trash games, but that's kind of like I enjoy those.
I mean,
I don't
think
like janky games.
I think the closest I could get to is like some of those Samurai Girls Against Zombies are sort of trash, and they're kind of fun for a little bit. I have a few of those. I forget Akihabara or some. I forget what it's called. There's a 360 game.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't watch those. Like
or Lollipop Chainsaw Massacre is not like a great game, but it's fun at least. You know. It's
what about
or like House of the Dead Overkill? Like I like the original House of the Dead series better, but Overkill was just so over the top and fun. You know.
What about never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
I like the Hidden Cat series, where you just kind of find cats hidden throughout the different things. Okay. You just kind of just click them and then it lights up the whole thing. They might be considered trash games. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't really play too many trash games. I don't like spending my money or time on trash.
The problem is that some people think a game is trash and some people don't. And
because like I like cozy games, and some people might think cozy games are trash, you know. So it's just like
I guess those retro reimagined sometimes are not that great, but that's like my jam. Like I love getting achievements. So like the Atari retro reimagined are not even like they're not amazing games, but they're fun to me.
You know what trash games I played? Spider-Man, trash.
Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. Like
if you consider that kind of trash, then it's like
There are certain games.
God of War, trash.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
I prefer the old God of War to the new one.
Yeah, I prefer the older one.
I like the playability where you could like jump everywhere. Like I can't stand when you limit mobility for puzzle solving. Like, and I feel a lot of that new God of War is like that. He can't automatically jump, if I can remember, and his movement is not as fluid as previous versions.
I didn't like the kid, man. It's annoying. So that's what threw me off the whole thing. I'm like, nope, I can't like it no matter how much. Even though I wanted to see a broken down Kratos, you know, nope, can't do it.
Pineapple on pizza thoughts. I love pineapple. I love everything on pizza. I even had me and Rhea at Too Many Games. She was kind enough to say, yeah, this is good. But we got anchovies pineapple pizza.
You're forcing Rhea to eat anchovies she didn't like?
I got it.
You're also nice and she didn't want to say nothing.
I got it on half the pizza, so she didn't like it. We shared a pizza. In case she didn't like it, there was another half. I'm like, we're only getting on half. I enjoyed it. It's been a while since I had anchovies on pizza. It's not my favorite thing, but it was good. It was good.
I'm a picky eater, so I won't do anchovies, but I do like pineapple on pizza. My favorite combination is pineapple and pepperoni for the contrast.
Oh, that's cool.
I really do like pineapple on pizza.
Cyrus, you know what? I need to treat Cyrus better when he comes to visit me again because
you do.
We got like value meal. We got like Whopper Juniors, buy one get one. We didn't get an expensive.
He's like, we can get water. We can get water. We'll just.
I know. I did do that. I'm such an ass. I need to treat you better when you come back because I made him help me move a 36-inch TV. CRT TV, like that was not a joke.
TV. That was some serious shit.
And that same day, I think we got a Whopper Junior water.
We had a good time. I'm not gonna.
I was like, save more for the games and buying retro games and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Thoughts on pineapple.
Pizza. I didn't want to try it for the longest time, but we eventually did, and yeah, I love it with pineapple with ham, pepperoni. Like, yeah, absolutely. Throw some banana peppers on there too. You know.
But I need to try that Hawaiian pizza with banana peppers. Would be really good.
Yeah, it is good.
I never had banana peppers on mine.
You should try that. That's pretty
good. Not like overdone, but
a little bit. Yeah. Do you like olives or do you not like olives? Some people get real upset about that.
Not really, but
I love
black olives on a pizza are pretty good. Not like
I love black olives. So, but I don't recommend that with the pineapple. It's not good with the pineapple.
CGH, no one cares about Dexter Resurrection. No, I care. It's just I don't have the streamer that's attached to it. It was actually really good.
It's on Max, HBO Max. Or...
No, it was like on Paramount Plus, and I
was a rerun of Dexter.
No, it's a new series, Dexter. Different actor playing Dexter. And
Oh,
I saw the first episode or two. It was really good, and then I canceled my subscription to that service, so I didn't get to see the rest. But I would totally watch it if I had a service that it was still on.
How many services do you have, Max?
I've really pared them down. Like my thoughts on the streaming companies is they do not need to raise the prices. They're just doing it because they can. And my take on all of these companies now is they are not trying to. I think the majority of companies now, especially with, and I'm not blaming people for piracy. I'm not getting into that argument, but piracy is a thing. Lots of people do it. And instead of trying to entice new customers and do a value proposition to new customers to get new customers, the majority of companies just don't even try to get new customers anymore. They just try to milk their cash cows and get more out of and limit features. And this is across the board: video games, movies, music. They are no longer trying to attract new customers. They're just trying to nickel and dime the existing customers and get more out. And when Netflix did $25 this year for 1 month, I'm like, that's it. I'm out. I've been here since the start of Netflix. I canceled my Netflix subscription, and I was there since the start. I'm talking about 5D. I'm like, you don't need to do this anymore. You're just doing it because you can. And the way you know they can do it and still afford it is what they offer new customers, like a fourth of the price. You don't try to keep your customers, you know, F you. I'm done with this, you know. And I was thinking that I was going to be that with Nintendo Online, but honestly, if they keep offering GameCube games, I know I own the majority of them, but playing them online with my friends, playing all those N64 games online with my friends, even more so than the NES, or like I like playing Tetris puzzle games online, the old school. But yeah, I'm done. I churn. I'm like, cancel this when you have something. And then you know what? I got the best offers ever when I canceled all my subscriptions. Come back to us for $3 a month for 6 months. I'm like, okay, I'll come back now. And then I'll cancel again. And then I'll cancel again. And that's the way I'm playing it. I'm not going to come back to you unless you give me a deal. All right, let me see.
I think you need to be aware. Yeah, CJH is calling you out. He said you are spreading misinformation and lies about Dexter. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Oh, I got them mixed up. Anything else you want to cover at the? Did I miss any questions that you saw here? Because I was trying to see anything else you want to go subscribe to. Potion Sword Run.
Just be aware. Right now, I'm doing a little Nintendo hate. My video game woes are like going down right here right now, so I'm still finding my way. But
there's a lot of
I like to chill, guys. I like to chill and relax. Don't take me too serious. Just have fun. You know, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done with all the seriousness. Life is too short for that. So yeah.
There's Super Mega Graphics 64. Go check out my friend Cyrus as well.
Why do you have it listed like that?
I don't know. That's how it came up.
Okay.
Oh wait, let me see. This might be a better one. Hold on.
Like they're gonna type all that.
They give you your government name on there.
Yeah. What's going on here?
I don't know. Oh, this is your Plus channel. I don't know what this. I don't know. Put it in the private chat because I'm.
Don't worry about it, guys. It's all right.
No. Worry about it. What the hell's wrong with you? All right, here. Let me try this again. That's what it's coming up as.
Shouldn't it just be like YouTube/Super?
That's your fault. That's not mine.
64.
You can literally just anyway. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
This gets you there. Go support UCT 21TUM.
Oh my God! Why is it coming up like that? What are you doing? Yeah, it's whatever.
CGH. He want my new question. Should I get my own show on MME that's not a side piece show on a show that already exists? I want my answer from the two of you. No Max's answer. You start and quit YouTube all the time because you're busy now. All right, but he wants his own show. I could do videos with you. I don't need a show. I've had, you know what I tell my friends I'm like that have been doing YouTube for so long is that you don't need to do live streams all the time. I love live streams, but honestly, a lot of my friends that are consistent live streams, it's very refreshing just giving your hot take without any pushback or people trying to overtalk opinions. and just doing single video content. And I'm like, do both. That's what I told Cyrus when he was, because Cyrus is going back and forth. Like, I don't know if I want to, I'm not feeling content right now. I don't want to reveal too much, right, Cyrus? But I'm like, try some pre-record content, do variety content, you know, because it's very refreshing.
That's why I like doing just video uploads most of the time, because I could just throw my opinion out there and who cares what other people think, you know, and just ignore the comments if they're caca. And yeah, but that's why I do less live streams, right? You know, I'm like, I have to deal with a chat and
or when you go on someone else's live stream, it's kind of refreshing, right? It's like,
yeah, I don't have to worry about
the chat. Yeah.
But I don't know. I might start live streaming as well, just to chit chat, but nothing serious.
What I decided to do with live streams is literally just have fun and keep all the stuff off, all the weird stuff, and just have a good time hanging out with people. If I even play a game, it's like I don't have any expectations.
I know Max does like whole little, you know, shows and stuff, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at it as a opportunity for you to hang out with me during a live stream, just to hang out, supplemental to the videos that you watch.
I actually
talk about stuff, then cool.
I did live streams for so long without single video content. When I went back to single video content, I've been triggering my friends like crazy. They're legit getting mad at my hot takes. Legit.
Well, you have very hot takes, Max.
No,
no, he has very.
I'm dealing with a friend now that's really so upset with my Kathy Kennedy takes. They don't want to even see me sometimes.
See, that's what happens when you're so like entrenched in the film culture to the point where you need to know like scooping and all that stuff. It gets that personal, you know, you get that passionate.
I've said I'm very disappointed in the movie talk community that they are not as constructively critical as the video game commentary community. Like video game commentary community, even if you're a fanboy, they have no problem criticizing Phil Spencer or the president of Nintendo or the president of Sony. But you get into the movie talk and you will have legit fanboys of the person in charge. And it's like toxic positivity. They don't want to hear it. Well, that's not accurate. You shouldn't be criticizing on that. You can't criticize them on that. Like, what's wrong with you?
These
are millionaires.
This is not a secret. I've told you, Max, there's a reason you invited me plenty of times. There's a lot of times I don't go on your panels because I'm like, it's very, it gets out of hand. It gets pretty.
I don't understand. I really don't understand. I do not listen. I respect her, Strange, but she deserves criticism like everyone else. If they announce projects, if video game companies, and this is where we're gonna end, if video game companies announce projects and they don't happen, and then also the reason that you're making these announcements is a celebration where fans have paid around the world to come and get announcements and exclusives, and they don't happen, I'm gonna criticize the hell out of you. And maybe one or two you get a pass. But if the majority of the stuff you announce doesn't happen, that's a failure. That's a failure. I'm sorry. Okay, so any final thoughts? And thank you, my co-hosts and interviewed people, Potion and Cyrus. Thank you for collaborating. Hopefully we could try this again in a month or so, get another guest. Thank you for holding down the fort. Well,
Rhea's doing good things out there.
Yeah, and I am going to get a playlist together of all the Have You Met episodes and put them in the description. I'm going to get that together before the next episode. Any final thoughts, Potion and Cyrus?
I just want to say, I think this is the first time Potion and I have ever been on a stream together and I'm very grateful for this. This is really fun.
Me too, man. It was really good to like actually sit down with you for a good period of time.
Thank you.
We've only seen each other in Crossing for the most part, so it was nice. I appreciate it. Yeah,
thank you.
Same thing with you, Max. I appreciate you having me on and being able to geek out.
Oh yeah, Max was here.
Means a lot. It really does. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Now it's even better. See, now we can actually
even
talk
better.
Thank you, Max.
No, but I really do appreciate everything. Like I said, I'm having more fun now with YouTube. So if you want to have fun and just chill out and not take games too seriously, but just have fun with them.
Well, you do take Nintendo seriously from it.
I don't take I take it seriously when it comes to the criticism and it can do better, but I don't take it to the point where you have one and I don't care. I love that you're loving it. You know, like that's what video games is about, having fun. I'm just not having fun with it, so I just want to let other people who are not having fun with it have a space to share that, and I have to worry about offending people who are having fun with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, chat. Thanks for getting those questions in. We'll see you next time. There's going to be a lot of content on this channel. Go check out Potion and Cyrus, and have a good one, everyone. Go join some entertainment.
Bye. Thank you.